poison, our clothes getting hot. Super fuckers! Everybody wishes we would die. Super fuckers! Here we come like a bomb. Everybody fucking run and hide.
Hey, it's the RebelTaxi Pizza Party Podcast. I'm Pan Pizza. Who are you people?
The RebelTaxi trademark Pizza Party podcast are in the circle.
But who are you people? Who are these other chuckle nuts?
Good question.
Why don't you go first, Ricky? I'll put you on the spot.
Oh my gosh. Well, thank you. Hi, I'm Ricky. I'm a friend of Izzy's for a long time, and I do a sprite comic called Meta and Nilla. And I'm not sure why I'm here, to be honest.
We were looking for a guest. You know, hopefully one that doesn't like take up the entire podcast and talk about themselves for like 2 hours. I mean, 3 hours.
Yeah, and also makes up stuff about how they worked on like big like projects, and then somebody else on that big project said, "Who is this guy?" You know?
No, that's not what happened. I still believe Mike Mozart helped work on Toys. No, he didn't help work. He was just friends with one of the writers, and the writers just told him like, "Hey, I had this idea for like Toy Story 0, a prequel." But
Okay. First of all, did anyone notice how every single Mike Mozart story mentioned how like, oh, John Lasseter was asleep. Oh, I have an NDA. Like none of the things are provable.
Hang on. Well, let's just recap people what happened. So last time on Pizza Party Podcast, we had Mike Mozart, a toy maker or something, and he talked about his history with Pixar, like before Pixar made it big and stuff, and he mentioned how he knew one of the writers for Toy Story who died a while back, and this writer told him about Toy Story 0, a prequel to Toy Story, and this apparently the writer never told anyone else, so Mike is possibly either lying or the only one to know about this, or one of the few people, because I believe Mike Mozart, because essentially, like, it could be just one of those things the writer just thought up, like, this would be an interesting idea, but I'm not going to put it into production, you know? That's why he didn't tell that many people.
You know, I also have an interesting idea for Toy Story. It's called Toy Story Dark, and it's the same movie except Woody has a gun.
Whoa.
And he shoots Buzz Lightyear in the head, killing him instantly.
So, Black Friday Toy Story, the original idea for Toy Story?
Wait, what?
Okay, maybe it wasn't that extreme, but Woody was an asshole in the original Toy Story.
And a dummy.
Worse.
No,
like he wasn't even a toy. He was do you count for like a puppet as a toy?
I mean, not the original.
He's a doll.
Like, okay, before Toy Story was made, there was this idea for it was going to be called Black Friday, and Woody was a complete asshole to everyone. And it was never made, and then they realized, let's just do something different. Let's not listen to Jeffrey Katzenberg. Fuck that.
No, wouldn't it be funny if in the original Black Friday thing, the death of Andy's dad was that he got trampled on Black Friday?
Oh, the cruel irony, and he's trying to buy a Woody doll.
Yeah, trying to buy a Woody doll, and he manages to get it, and then he gets trampled.
I don't want to shoot your awesome theory down, but you still haven't introduced all of your guests.
Oh yeah, who are you people?
This is how this podcast goes.
Who's the other guy?
That's all right. Oh, the other guy, that's me.
Yeah.
I'm Malik, the cartoon gamer. You may have heard of me, and you may hate my voice, but I do stuff on my YouTube channel. I do stuff about video games, sometimes stuff in animation, done stuff for Did You Know Gaming, Did You Know Movies, and everybody that hears me on that say I either sound like Team 4-Star Goku or, in Izzy's case, Odex Luffy, which I did not know.
He sounds like Singapore Luffy. It's amazing.
Shit.
I have actually heard of you, Malik, so I'm not sure how you ended up being the other guy.
Which,
just Izzy, she wrote, like, on Twitter, like, I really like the cartoon gamer's voice. Sounds like Odex Luffy. It's like, oh, thank you. And she says, you should be on the Pizza Party Podcast. Like, oh, okay, let's talk about this.
I just meant I should be the other guy because nobody's ever heard of me.
I mean,
which did you
got more interesting stuff going for you?
Wait, Malik, am I pronouncing your name right, first of all?
Yes, you are.
Malik, okay. My question, you actually wanted to be on this podcast?
Oh.
Yeah. I know, it's strange, but that's fine. I like you guys. You guys are crazy, and I thought, maybe someday.
The Pizza Party Podcast, a.k.a. a mistake.
They say never meet your heroes. We learned that lesson.
I've made worse mistakes.
We learned that lesson in the last podcast.
They say never live with regret. I mean, they say you learn from your mistakes, but you never want to live in regret. So
Yeah.
Another good proverb, which I've heard from a brilliant philosopher, is never say never. And
Kind of defeats itself, doesn't it?
yes.
well, shows what he knew.
Yeah, what a stupid idiot whoever that was. I think it was Aristoteles or something. I don't know.
Some
Oh,
tool.
that
As long as
But Malik,
you two
Malik.
don't like go on like a 3-hour monologue, we should be good.
Yeah. Hey, Malik, what did you know video did you work on? Did you voice?
So the ones that I voiced, I've also edited and scripted.
they
I've
told you
done-
to edit? What the fuck?
Yeah, Shane was like, he saw a couple of videos that I did about some old trivia stuff, and then he asked me, it's like, hey, do you want to work for me and do some stuff for Did You Know Gaming? It's like, yeah. And it's like, you can do all this stuff because you got the chops, man. And I've been doing that.
Did you get paid? Hey, did you get paid?
Yes, I do.
Fuck.
It's like my
God damn
it's
it.
my side. It's my little side thing.
Oh.
I've done
I was trying to make you feel bad, but never mind.
yeah, nice try.
Hey, you want to know who do you want to know who doesn't get paid?
Who?
Me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm kidding. Pan's helped me out here and
Oh.
there. But,
Aw,
I'll
that's
pay you
nice.
back. I gotta pay for things.
But
Pan, just for the record, when we meet up at SDCC, right, we're gonna go into the bathroom and we're gonna make things right,
Oh.
right?
Oh man. Oh look, Stephanie snuck in.
I've worked on a Donkey Kong episode, Ratchet and Clank, Jack and Daxter, Conquer. What was the fifth one that I did? Ninja Turtles, and I also did a corresponding Did You Know movies on a Ninja Turtles, and Banjo Kazooie, and I'm doing a couple more as we speak.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you get like any flack for not being JonTron?
Yes, I did. As soon as the Banjo Kazooie episode went up, really, it said like the top comment was, "Not only did you not get JonTron, you got the cartoon gamer." It's like, oh
Aw.
my.
Oh, that sucks.
He's dead now. He OD'd on red pill. Anyway,
Oh man,
I
too
love that.
real. Too real.
Pan, did you come up with that phrase yourself,
Yes,
or did you?
it's mine. If anyone uses that meme, it's mine. Mine alone. Like if you post that, you gotta like put a bottom like a copyright Pan Pizza trademark CC 2017.
That's what you're gonna copyright instead of the podcast.
Look, I'm taking that meme joke.
That takes more precedence.
Priorities, man. Priorities.
Gotta get them.
Pan like sues so many people. They say, "Who OD'd on the red pill now?" Pan Pizza.
I did, yeah. Oh God.
Look, all I want to say is if you saw the Matrix, you'll sympathize with Teddy a lot more because I'm fuck going into the Matrix. I'd rather be with Teddy. Wait, that's not the actor's name. That was his name in Memento. The actor, the guy who betrayed them. Look, no one wants to live in the Matrix.
Seen the Matrix.
Well,
I was wondering what Matrix character you were talking about. 'Cause I
Yeah.
was like, I don't remember.
a character named Teddy. No, that was an actor who played Teddy in a different film.
Gotcha. No, I gotcha now. I'm on board with it.
I just see him as Teddy from Memento because he's like, don't trust this motherfucker. Do not believe his lies. But comic book guy, the one who did the webcomic, what do you do again? You just make a Newgrounds comic.
Use his real name, you stupid fucking asshole.
Oh, Ricky, I forgot because I saw Riccaby as your Discord name.
Sure.
Okay.
Well, they dox them. Why don't
Ricky
you?
and, Malik, I apologize in advance. Pan doesn't mean to be a dick, but he's just kind of really bad at socializing. So
Oh no, of course I
Rude.
understand. I mean, I knew this is again. I knew what I was getting into.
Rude.
okay, so yeah, this apology goes to Ricky only. Fuck Malik.
Yeah,
Oh.
apologize. Ricky.
Yeah.
I don't know. Oh my
Okay,
Lord.
but Ricky, so do you post these comics on Newgrounds?
No, should I?
I don't know. Well,
No.
Sprite comics. Like I assume they'd be on Newgrounds or whatever.
Well, sure. I have a website, but
Oh.
I mean it's metanilla.com.
Did you ever take like inspiration from Newgrounds? Like, did you ever find any videos funny on Newgrounds?
I just want to clarify that like Pan's like Pan knows cartoons on TV and Newgrounds, so he's just really latching onto that section.
I'm really curious as to if Pan is going somewhere with this, or if he just honestly does not. If he just is that obsessed with Newgrounds.
Oh God, no! I know exactly what Pan's about to do. He's about to do one of those really long monologue things where he starts going, no, we're not doing that, Pan. Sorry, cut off.
No, like Comic-Con's coming up and I'm gonna do it at a panel. I'm gonna do it.
Please do it. Please bring out your phone and record it.
Yeah.
Do it at the Steven Universe panel or you're a pussy.
I will. I'll try to sit close to the question thing because that's a competitive question lineup thing.
No, do it to the OkKO panel, and
I will.
When Ian Jones Cordy just like, hey, have you ever come up with a hero who went on Newgrounds and blah 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 blah.
No, I'm just gonna say something like, yeah, you guys clearly respect the medium of animation now, but how were you guys in like college or like high school? Did you respect the medium of animation, or were you guys the type of teen girl who just got off watching Fun with the Squirrel on Newgrounds.com while signing to bring back invaders and petition wearing Jack Skellington hoodie and happy tree and tube sock purchase from Hot Topic and Emily the Strange buy one get one 50% off sale, where she discovered serrated roads from slave labor graphics comics while her overbearing but loving father restricts her from going to the My Chemical Romance / concert with a 5 years older than her boyfriend that constantly IMs unsourced Palm and Z comic art over 56k modem America Online free trial list on MySpace.com with a top 8 consisting of Jack Sparrow, Jesus Christ, Eminem, and whatever angsty teen man is the hidden new thing in Disney Adventures magazine, and spends all day filling out what Kingdom Hearts character are you quiz. The only complaint she get Riku and is unable to watch the 2003 MTV Music Awards because her deadbeat older brother is constantly hugging the living room TV playing Knox Underground on transparent green Xbox Halo Edition green Xbox.
What is happening?
I have no script in front of me.
Again. So get out of here, Pan.
I'm gonna do that at every panel.
It's this guy. It's the pizza guy.
I just want to say,
not the good kind.
I had no script.
Yes.
I had no script in front of me, so I memorized that shit.
He's the one who pushed Brian Druhard's character down the stairs. Get him!
Oh no, I didn't.
To answer your
Worst
question,
part.
yes.
The worst part is that we're not on Skype anymore, so we can't just boot him when he starts going
You're
into
fucking
it.
stuck here.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
Wait, no, please don't.
It's just another day on the Pizza Party podcast.
Stop kicking me out of the thing just for making. Who imitated me? That wasn't me. That wasn't me saying yeah.
That's how I start every impression of you, Pan. Yeah, goth girls.
Fuck off. But Riccaby.
And you sound genuinely upset. Is something the matter?
But Riccaby, you post webcomics, so because we have a lot of YouTubers that go on occasionally, but we never really had any webcomic people who make webcomics. So, where do you recommend posting webcomics?
I mean, honestly, I would say anywhere that you can. I'm probably not the best guy to ask because it's not like I'm hyper successful or anything. But if as first, a website is a great place, obviously. But I mean, Deviant Art and Tumblr or Instagram or wherever you can, build an audience.
Mm-hmm. What is your webcomic called?
It's called Meta and Nilla.
Meta and Nilla. I'll link everything below. Yeah.
It's just kind of a slice of life, like just about daily problems and people. You know, it's not about like crazy mythical adventures or anything.
Who are these characters?
Meta and Nilla.
I know
characters of mine. They're characters of mine I've had for a really long time.
What's their dynamic?
They're dating. It's a guy and a girl, and they're nerds. They play a lot of games and they go to anime night and stuff. And
Wow, Ricky,
it's just
real heteronormative. I see.
Oh well, there are not straight characters in it.
Triggered.
Gay for more men.
Time for a call out post on Tumblr.
Oh my god. Well, speaking of call out posts, oh man, there was some guy who was angry at me. Hang on, let me read his one Twitter. Okay, he tagged this under my name because he was mad that I didn't reblog his fan art because, apparently I just exist just to reblog this one person's fan art. Like, if it says, Pan Pizza is a bastard, and he writes, so I've been holding this for quite a while, and yes, I'm being petty. So a few months ago, I watched a lot of Pan Pizza, and I thought, hey, I'll send him some fan art, give him something to YouTube that makes me laugh, and that'll get me exposure. Well, I sent to him on Tumblr, then I emailed him, then I posted a link in his new YouTube video a week after the Tumblr contact. Nothing. Motherfucker didn't even talk to me or anything. So I just stopped watching him. But I made a mistake and watched his new one. My heart just fucking broke at the midway point when I saw the fan art section, and I just had to stop watching. All it did was remind me that he ignored me once, but 3 fucking times.
Pan, are you gonna Pan put his fan art in the icon of this podcast?
I will, but like, just for the hell of it, I followed him. Just to see how he reacted, and then he just messaged me saying, I saw that you were following me now, so I guess you saw my rant then. And I didn't reply. I just let him dwell on that.
Such a dick.
Yeah. And the day after, no, it was 2 days later, and then he messaged me again saying, hey man, sorry for posting that, and I have already taken it down.
Now he's gonna make another rant about us, you stupid moron.
He ain't shit.
Wait. To be fair, if he rants enough, he'll end up on the podcast.
Yes.
Isn't that like how that works?
Yes.
Nero's Q.
Yes, actually.
Like I like he deleted the thing.
Remember our good buddy Neros?
Ricky, you don't watch the podcast, so you don't know. This guy,
well, thanks for outing me, but
no, we mentioned it on the podcast already.
Okay.
But anyways, Pam made a video about the new Powerpuff Girls, and this guy who really likes it made a counter video twice.
Oh.
And so eventually we were just like, fuck it, let's bring him on to the podcast so we can talk.
Oh, okay.
That was my idea, by the way, just to clarify.
Sally is the user. We'll bring them on sometime.
Would you like to be on the podcast? Just send us a PM and Pan will ignore it.
But essentially, like this person, like they deleted this post, but I saved it as a draft, so I still have it in case I want to just like destroy him, you know. I think I'll just like reply with the music video to "Stand" by Eminem. It's about a crazy fanboy who's just angry that Eminem did not reply to him.
Dear Slim, I wrote you, but you still ain't calling. I left my cell, my pager, and my home phone at the bottom. I sent 2 letters back in autumn, you must not have got them. There probably was a problem in the post office or something. Sometimes I scribble addresses too sloppy when I jot them.
Also, the fanboy is played by Eminem himself. It's like Eminem.
So it's an Amanda show situation.
Yes, it's like Penelope Taint, Amanda's #1 fan.
Does he have a little like brother who's like really annoying and then she goes,
Possibly, for all we know. You know.
The Amanda show was honestly next level, and I still think it's Dan Schneider's best show.
Bring in the dancing lobsters.
I was just about to say, where are the dancing?
No, we need to get Dan Schneider on the podcast so we can talk about his foot fetish.
Wait,
What? That was really random. What the fuck?
You guys don't know about this?
No.
Alleged. We're not liable or responsible. It's alleged. We're just speculating, so we're not.
It is not alleged. It's goddamn fact. Okay, so let me explain to you, all you boys and singular girl, because apparently, you know, that's enough to be inclusive.
That's all you need for a cartoon show, yeah.
Yeah, go on.
I'm a token. Go ahead.
She's a token girl, everybody. Anyway, so Dan Schneider, if you've watched any of his shows, you might notice, now that I bring it up, that he has quite a bit of like feet. There's a prominence of feet in his shows, either for jokes or they just kind of get stuffed in the face of the stuffed to the lens of the camera, and they're just like, look at the feet, everybody. And that seems odd, but you wouldn't really think about it. But when Sam and Cat premiered, Dan Schneider made a tweet saying, hey guys, Sam and Cat Saturday today. Post a picture of your foot with Sam and Cat written on it, and we'll retweet until our fingers get sore.
Oh God!
And then you, once you see all the pictures with him on Google where he's just hanging out with like little kids, like you literally just Google his name alone, and you'll see tons of pictures of this guy, and he's just hanging out with a bunch of kids. And then you'll also see memes where they Photoshop that tweet onto pictures of his face and foot fetish art. So
yeah,
yeah, allegedly. It's also alleged that Hitler did the Holocaust, and it's also alleged that the new Ghostbusters was terrible. Alleged. So
I'm not touching either of those.
Shit, like the two things you can't talk about: Hitler and Ghostbusters.
Dan Schneider said he couldn't touch those either, so you know I understand.
Yeah, alleged. Also, going back to the fan art thing, like, look, I get a lot of mail and a lot of fan art, so, you know, I can't just vlog everyone, you know?
Mm-hmm.
You know, sometimes they respond to me and Nolan just to get to you.
Yeah, look, I'm kind of, you know, it's like when your dad has to go out to work, you know? It's like one of those movies where the dad everyone gets mad at the dad for like, hey, how come you're never with your kid, and how come you're always working? It's like, he's doing work, you know? You know?
Well, because like I recently got a tweet where they're not even, it's like weirdly subtle, but not like, he goes, "Oh, you're from Indianapolis? That's cool. Tell Pan I said hi." Like, like it's a bait and switch.
Do people say, when you tell people to say hi to someone, do they really do say hi?
Do they really do?
Sometimes I do.
I'm just looking at this Dan Shnyder thing. I'll link to this Dan Shnyder stuff. Alleged Dan Shnyder stuff. We're not liable or, you know.
I'll quote unquote, I'll rub your feet.
I'm sure this is all a coincidence, you know, just because.
Okay, first of all, I know like 2 people have foot fetishes, and they're the type of people they'll throw in, "Oh, by the way, I'll rub your feet" at the end of a message.
It's kind of like, you know, when Quentin Tarantino, you know, I'm sure he doesn't have one of those.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Sure.
Yeah. Hey, but you guys want to get into the topics?
Dear mister, I'm too good to call and write my fans. This will be the last package I ever send your ass. It's been 6 months and still no word. I don't deserve it. I know you got my last 2 letters. I wrote the addresses on them perfect.
Yes, please.
Oh, there are topics.
Oh, yeah.
Malik uncomfortably.
Yes.
Yes, yeah,
I'm afraid, Dad, I'm scared of Dan Shnyder.
Okay, so first topic. Hey, does anyone know about Lakewood Plaza Turbo's new show, OkKO? Like, there's a few episodes available for streaming on the Cartoon Network official website. Yeah, anyone see OkKO?
I did.
How was it, Izzy?
I enjoyed it. It's fun. It reminds me of DuckTales, and where the 6 episodes are actually together. Like, they're episodic, but they tell one little arc.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen that in the cartoon in a while, for like the first like 6 episodes being something all wrapped up together, and I really enjoyed that.
In the year 21X, Lord Boxman opened a store to arm his robot horde. But the heroes of Lakewood Plaza
I'm ready to fight. KO Renegade are in battle mode. Punching geeks and bad guys till the all explode. Power up and fight, let's watch an episode of Lakewood Plaza Turbo.
I mean, like, it's been such a long time since Lakewood Plaza Turbo, the pilot came out like 4 years ago, maybe, and I was just, I don't know, at this point I was just like, I don't really care about Lakewood Plaza Turbo, but then I actually watched the first episode, and I was like, exactly what I wanted, all these cartoon references, a character that's all ambitious and stuff, like, I want to live my cream dream or whatever, you know? Stuff like that. It's like, yeah, it got me excited again. And have you noticed the ending, the Cartoon Network Studios thing at the very end?
I love them. I love them a lot.
Yeah. And
Wait. The Cartoon Network Studios one, or are you talking about the outro?
Like the very end. Like the...
I don't remember what it is now.
Do you mean like the ripple wave with the song, or the hand-drawn thing at the end?
The hand-drawn
thing.
Yeah, with the logo.
Yeah.
It was basically a reference to like the old Hanna-Barbera after credits thing they would put in like Dexter's Lab during the 90s. Johnny
Really?
Bravo. Yeah, it's just a subtle reference to that. And they use the same sound effects, the same cartoon sound effects.
Actually, wait, real quick. Cartoon Gamer, or Malik, it's a name that I'm gonna struggle pronouncing, but you're not from America, right? You're from Canada?
Yes, I just celebrated Canada Day yesterday, our 150th. But yeah, Canadian.
So
very nice.
So I found out he's currently doing a video series about Pokemon like advertisements and like the channel branding and such. And I found out through Twitter that he had not grew up with Cartoon Network with the CN like town built together.
Oh no.
Yeah, I didn't.
CN City.
It was
no.
like CN City. Like I looked it up just like a couple years back just to see what that was all about, because the only time I ever did see Cartoon Network, like before it came to Canada, like 5 years ago actually, was like at a friend's house on satellite one time, and then I see all these CN bumpers, and I'm like, I see like these characters from like Camp Lazlo and like Johnny Bravo interacting with Samurai Jack in the laundromat, and Blossom is there too. And it's not like copy paste, cut and paste kind of thing like Kids WB did. It was like, this is like Kids WB fully realized with a budget, and it blew me away. It's like, oh my goodness, this is so cool.
Mm-hmm.
Like I love it. And the Cartoon Network Fridays where all the characters are singing to announce the thing, and then the one where it starts off where it's like, it's been a long week. It's like, oh my God, this is like Smash Brothers on this is like the Melee intro on like steroids. It's like you got all these old Hanna-Barbera characters with the new guys, and I love I love how Cartoon Network incorporated all the Hanna-Barbera stuff into their shows in the early days, and just it felt like it was like this one big family, and you believed everything. It was so cool, man.
Now it's all
So you guys,
Oh man, you remind me of something. Pan, in one of your older videos, you made like a reference to a fact that someone edited the theater with all the people with Hanna-Barbera stock footage, stock characters and everything.
That
and then there was the empty one.
Yeah, the viral photo, like the old Cartoon Network with like a full theater, and the newer Cartoon Network with just Gumball and an empty theater.
I'm pretty sure I'm the one that edited that together.
You son of a bitch! You created that meme.
I posted it on a forum, and I didn't see it get spread anywhere, so I wasn't aware of it. And then I saw it, and I'm pretty sure I'm the one that did that.
Motherfucker.
What happened?
We found the origin of the meme, the one with the movie theater of old Cartoon Network full of cartoon characters, and the new meme where it's just Gumball and an empty theater.
Oh.
Because they're not using, like, I guess they're just not advertising. Like, I don't think Cartoon Network can lose the licenses for
they
the
still have
characters.
it. Like Uncle Grandpa, like there was a little segment where they did like a race thing, and then Dick Dastardly and Muttley from Wacky Races showed up in like the crowd, like straight up.
Oh.
So they
Well,
can still
the
do
thing
it.
is, it all depends on who owns what, because
Hanna-Barbera
Cartoon Network and Warner Brothers are together all the time, and they're all with Turner. So, and Turner and Warner Bros. Owns DC stuff, and obviously all the old cartoons, and Hanna-Barbera is Turner. So it's all just a big web of It's all a big web of ownership. So I don't think they'd lose the license ever because they own it.
It's all
It's
under
probably more about the fact that they just don't show old reruns of Hanna-Barbera stuff like they did previously, so there's no reason to advertise said characters.
Although now they have like a streaming service for Boomerang.
Yeah,
which is great.
I feel as though they just like I'm guessing the mindset is kids aren't gonna like this old animation.
Oh,
well,
no.
like the thing is,
hang
on. The thing is, like nowadays, you can just if you want to look up an old cartoon, you can do it whenever. But back in the early days of Cartoon Network, there was no way to watch these cartoons other than maybe buying a VHS or just watching it on TV. So reruns were more profitable back then.
Well, yeah, that is true. But I'm also just kind of cynical and jaded on both the audience and how networks are. So
You know, it's funny. Like the Cartoon Network up in Canada, they show like reruns of Johnny Bravo, Dexter, Courage, and stuff. And like I catch them on the DVR and I show them to my like 9-year-old cousin, and he sees like sometimes they do like a Hanna-Barbera thing, and then he's like, "Is that Yogi Bear?" or something like that, and he's like laughing his head off the same way I am, and it's like this is nice. He appreciates it, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I like that. I liked how. I'll just watch an episode of Dexter's Lab, and then out of nowhere, Betty Rubble and Barney show up. It's like, oh my God, what?
Yeah, there was a lot of weird crossovers. Like, remember Billy and Mandy had like a whole episode where Fred Flintstone shows up, and
all he could say is yabba dabba,
frozen in ice.
Oh, and then just like the Keeper of the Reaper, like when all the people are testifying against Mandy, and then one of the people is just straight up Scooby Doo, and he's like, "She made fun of the way I talk. I mean, look at me, I'm a stinking dog."
They're still doing it too, because in Samurai Jack season 5, there's like the 3 dogs, and Astro's fucking in the crowd for some reason.
Say, what?
Also,
it's like, there he is. And it's like I was watching Samurai Jack with my mom, and then we're just watching an episode of the one where they're on the train, and then Quick Draw McGraw shows up, and he's like, "Is that Quick Draw? Are you kidding me?"
To be fair, though, a lot of networks and companies will reference other cartoons and stuff, even if they don't necessarily own it. Like Gurren Lagann had Squidward in an episode.
It feels more genuine when you got the actual thing, you know?
Yeah. Well, yeah. No.
Not like a sly reference, like, "Oh, if you squint really hard, that could be Squidward." But if it was like Nickelodeon's, like they could get Squidward if they did some
but
negotiating.
They don't really do that as much now, because like, is there any current cartoon besides OkKO that references Hanna-Barbera?
Well,
Samurai Jack's on Adult
Uncle,
Swim.
I know,
Uncle
but
Grandpa
still.
did that one
Yeah,
thing.
but that's
like
for
I
adults.
said.
That's for big kids.
Uncle Grandpa, like I said.
Oh yeah. By the way,
Yeah, so they can still do it, but
yeah.
Maybe you should listen to the guests you have on, Pan, you stupid idiot.
Just a suggestion.
But yeah.
Also, Scooby-Doo did. Scooby-Doo had like an entire episode dedicated to Jabberjaw, Captain Caveman, and Speed Buggy.
Speed Buggy.
Yeah.
And that movie, Curse of the Blue Falcon. I really liked that one.
Oh,
And the
yeah.
Funky Phantom.
Oh, that was so cool.
Mm-hmm.
And when Johnny Bravo went on a date with the Black Widow from Space Ghost, Coast to Coast.
My favorite was when Venture Brothers, I know it's Adult Swim, so it doesn't count. Sorry, Pan.
Shush.
But in the commentaries, there's one of the things where Venture Brothers is just this giant Johnny Quest parody, right? Where all the characters are like, they're placeholders for those characters. And then they later find out, it's like, wait, we can use the Johnny Quest characters? And then they added them into the show. That was great.
Considering how they had Harvey Birdman and all these Hanna-Barbera characters that nobody cared about, they could have done a Johnny Quest show like this.
And how Aqua Teen just used Scooby-Doo backgrounds in like the early episodes.
Scooby-Doo and like SWAT Cat backgrounds. Like it was all over. There was a
There's a
Powerpuff Girls
monster.
background.
The Powerpuff Mall. That doesn't exist in the show, but
No.
it had...
Actually, the Powerpuff Mall was actually in the Powerpuff Girls. It was in like the very first episodes, the first few that was on the What a Cartoon Show. The
I
one
haven't
with
seen
the
those.
different art style. So it was in the Powerpuff Girls, and then it became the Powerpuff Mall in Aqua Teen.
I don't think they ever aired What a Cartoon Show up in Canada. We just got the finished product.
What a
Oh,
shame.
that's a shame.
Also heard on like the same channel that aired Pokemon and SpongeBob. So
Yeah.
it's really
Wait,
cool.
wait. Is the new Powerpuff Girls like? Have they made any references to Hanna-Barbera stuff?
I
'Cause
don't
that's
think so.
kind of like that's a big part of the original show.
Nope.
It's
Like I've seen
No.
several episodes, and I have not seen much of anything Hanna-Barbera related.
No, something would have popped up, right?
There's plenty of
I'm sure.
meme
Right.
references, you know.
Right?
Oh, yeah. Gotta
Cheap,
get the
cheap.
No Me Gusta.
Yeah.
Oh, God,
Super important.
obviously.
But
I do really like how they did the No Me Gusta meme, but they got it wrong.
Oh no, it wasn't even the right face. I know.
Yeah.
And I mean, I know that's really pedantic, but at the same time, if you're trying to capitalize on a meme and you get it wrong,
Right. If you're gonna be lowest common denominator, you gotta
At least get the
Commit to
lowest
it.
part right, you know?
Yeah.
I
Exactly.
mean, like,
Don't
if you
use
get
the
something,
no face.
if you get something like that wrong, not only do you alienate people that hate memes, but then you alienate the people who like memes.
That is
Like
what
you hit nowhere.
That is what they
Yeah.
call a critical research failure on
Oh.
TV tropes.
Cowboy Bebop in front of his computer.
But yeah, is that all for OkKO? If anyone has anything to say about the show.
I'm just interested in hearing Stephanie Natalie as KO because I haven't heard her since she was Gohan.
Yeah.
You're gonna
the
be
old
a
Dragon
little
Ball Z stuff.
disappointed,
I
dude.
don't think
No,
so.
she's like in like the first 3 episodes it's somebody else, and then in the other 3 episodes it's just apparently her. But I don't know what's going on. Is she not in the show?
No,
No.
no.
somebody
she's been
tweet at
replaced.
her.
That she's been replaced.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, okay. It's how these things go.
Don't get me wrong. Stephanie, like Kid Goku being OkKO, was like 90% of what the show.
Yeah, me too. Now I have a little bit of a less of a reason, but I'll still go into it a little bit optimistic, see what it can bring to the table with 11 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
However,
I've been meaning to watch it.
however, they do have a really good cast other than Kid
yeah.
Goku. Jim Cummings is the main villain.
I love Jim Cummings.
Can't
Which-
go wrong with
Yeah,
that guy.
he's Robotnik,
Chris
right?
Niosi. Yes, one Robotnik in Sonic Sat AM.
Yeah. Didn't he
So
also
he-
do like one of the voices for Scar somehow? Like for
Yeah, he
he
did a
was
singing
Half of
voice.
the Let's be prepared. That's not what it's called. He's half of the Be Prepared
Be
song.
Prepared.
Oh.
And he was the kids WB announcer, of course.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
the best job in the world.
Yo,
Coming
He's
up next,
also-
it's Pokemon here on
he's
Kids
also-
WB.
Yeah. Winnie the Pooh and Tigger now.
oh
Fantastic since
yeah.
1990.
Jim Cummings coming on your face.
Though I have to admit, though, it's really interesting to think. I never thought there would be the voice actor for Kid Goku and Jim Cummings would be on the same show.
No, it's crazy, right? Chris Niosi's in that show, Kerbifer. You guys had him on the podcast
Yeah.
once. It's gonna be yeah.
Yeah.
that's cool.
Hey, Curb, if you want to get the Pizza Party podcast, in
Hey,
the recording booth
buddy.
sometime,
Yeah.
HMU, my guy.
Ian Jones, Ian, you want to be on the podcast? Please respond to us. Come on.
Ian, I know I've said some mean things, but I don't mean them.
It's Nolan's fault. I said good things about you. Nolan's an asshole.
He said good things. I was I was negatively influenced by the Gem Homeworld. Forgive me. I'm until
Actions are not my own.
Look, don't worry. Comic-Con's coming up, so I'll probably somehow happen to run into him because every year I just happen to run into Ian and Rebecca Sugar on accident. Like, well, not really accident. I'm just like walking around. And I'm just looking around. I'm like, hey, it's those two. Just run up to them stupidly. Hey guys, and
Accident.
They're just like,
Allegedly.
Shut up, Pan. Done with your shit, man.
There is another YouTuber on OkKO.
What the fuck?
The main girl, that's a YouTuber turned voice actor. She does the "Hey, what's up, Ash" or something.
Oh yeah, she played the girl from Blackford Manor.
Hey Ash, what you playing?
Yeah, that girl. She's the main female lead.
Yeah. Oh yeah, but I guess that's all for OkKO.
And that is okay by me. I'm just trying to make
Okay.
a pun. I'm not crapping on OkKO.
Yeah. Kekko. Okay, but next bit of news. Anyone see the trailer for Jumanji 2, Welcome to the Jungle?
We got fun in
Think we got sucked into Jumanji and we become the avatars we chose. This is a video game, which means we all have special skills.
We got fun in we got fun in games. We got fun in games.
That right there. That was the perfect, like, that sums up the trailer perfectly.
It totally does.
I haven't even seen the trailer, so I'm really proud of that.
Okay, I mean, like, isn't it clever how they use "Welcome to the Jungle" for a movie
Did they?
trailer? That's that no one's ever used that song before in a billion other things.
It's the subtitle for the film, and it's also the song in the trailer. So,
yeah, isn't that original?
It writes itself.
You know, it's the like that's a song that nobody ever uses. It's just like, don't give a damn about my reputation. That song, like, no one's ever used that before. Even ironically, no. Shush.
No, One Piece, two Avril Lavigne songs, and they were both covers of different songs. One of them was a cover from Nickelback.
One is enough.
Thanks, Malik.
I remember I had the DVD, and then at the credits, I'm like, Avril Lavigne.
Once is enough.
Is
Wait,
this One Piece or Pokemon the first movie?
Do you think that cost, like, Funimation extra money to license that song for the English dub?
Well, I don't think. I'm guessing yes, but I'm guessing nobody really cares about that.
They
song,
probably
so
got
maybe it
paid
didn't cost
money
a
to
lot.
please use it in anything.
Yes.
Come on. So I don't give a crap about I don't give a damn about your reputation. Just please use the song. Please use
Oh, that was bad. That was awful.
Fuck you, Malik.
I liked it.
God. But yeah, this trailer for Welcome to the Jungle, Jumanji 2. Okay, basically they changed the mythos where now Jumanji is not a board game, it is a video game that people get sucked into, and they change into the different personalities of, like, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Jack Black, and two other girls. I forget their names. I feel like this movie would be better received if it had no association with Jumanji. Otherwise, it kind of just seems it has nothing to do with Jumanji, really.
That's kind of the thing, right? Is like I don't have as much of a problem that it's a video game, but it's the opposite of the original Jumanji, where the fantasy elements come into the real world. That was kind of the whole point of, like, our human world is being taken over by, crazy CGI monkeys.
Yeah, Goosebumps was a good movie. Yeah, starring Jack Black.
But basically, I think the thing that got this movie greenlit is the same reason that it's not going to do well, is the fact that they named it Jumanji. If it was its own thing, I could see myself being really excited about it. But it being associated with Jumanji just seems kind of odd. And technically, this would be Jumanji 3 because there was already a sequel called Zathura.
Yeah.
That was a fun time. Like, it was just Jumanji in space.
Yeah, Zathura, if anyone remembers, like 2006, this movie where it was just the same concept of Jumanji, except it was in space, and it featured Kristen Stewart before Twilight.
Those were better days.
Like, my favorite part of Zathura was when the little kid says, no, there was a robot that comes out of the board game, and they think this robot's a servant, so they just say, the little kid just says, bring me some soda, bitch. And I thought that was really great for a PG movie.
I really liked the robot in it. He had cool shoulders.
Yeah.
I know that's like Do you remember the robot's shoulders in Zathura, man? They were all like
Ricky has a shoulder fetish,
Oh,
confirmed.
Damn it. But
false.
here's what I think they should have called the movie. They should have called this movie Jumanji the movie, the game, or wait, no, wait, Jumanji the game, the movie. Like,
But
make it seem
Ratchet and Clank already beat him to it, and that sucked.
shit. No, essentially, like, here's my idea. What maybe could have happened for this movie? Like, what if like Jumanji was mass produced? Like, some toy executive saw this and like, hey, let's make a bunch of action figures and video games and whatever, and all these things end up being cursed, and they drag people into it. So there's a different medium Jumanji takes place in. Each
That sounds like a combination of the Blair Witch movie sequel and Rap Rat the creepypasta.
Rap Rat.
There was this creepypasta called Rap Rat, and it was based on this VHS game. And essentially, Rap Rat was cursed by a native who worked at one of the Rap Rat factories. And they called. Okay, I'm trying to remember how this exactly went down. Apparently, the backstory of the Rap Rat game, which is a real game, by the way, but somebody made a creepypasta, and the story was the game wasn't even called Rap Rat at first, but when they got this girl to work at a when they got this like little girl to work at a fucking factory, and she got killed by making the Rap Rat costume, her mom like talked to the higher ups and they wouldn't do anything about it, so she says Apparat will curse you. And then they named the game Rap Rat because they thought it was funny. And then after that, essentially, the game is cursed, so whenever you view it, it does really creepy shit, and Rap Rat comes out of the game and tries to kill you.
Yeah, The Ring was a good movie.
That makes so much more sense. Like with the VHS tape where it says, if Rap Rat asks you to do something, you must do it because he's Rap Rat and he's the boss.
Yeah, that's it.
That makes more sense?
Yeah.
I would think so.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. But in
that
this
right? Yeah.
Jumanji movie, like, now they're inside the video game, but like they start as like teenagers in high school or whatever, like some sort of Breakfast Club thing where they just get sent to detention and they just say, hey, what's this Atari looking thing? And they plug it in and they're sent into this other world, and they change bodies, but these bodies also have superpowers and stuff. So I feel like, yeah, they mentioned that they do have more powers now and stuff, and I feel that it'll be an interesting movie, but like, I feel this would have been better if they did not have Jumanji attached to it.
So someone on Twitter, when I posted about it, like talked about how they thought it was odd they switched to video games, even though board games still exist.
Yeah.
But somehow, it being like an Atari game, it feels older than it would be if it was a board game to me for some reason.
Kids love.
I mean, that's why they're doing it, right? Because that's ancient tech nowadays.
Kids love the retro video games, possibly, I guess.
Yeah.
No,
Well, that and like board games, like I play tabletop, you know, like I have board games sitting on my thing. So like board games doesn't equal old to me anymore compared to like, I guess as a kid when I was playing video games. And then there was also.
Izzy, we're in like our 40s. We can't just say this is not old shit, you know? Video games are the future, you know? Jumanji would never work unless it was an app, you know?
Oh, that's what it should have been. It should have tied into the Emoji Movie.
Yes. Oh man, but like, I have another idea. Just like Jumanji, the card game, and basically it becomes Yu-Gi-Oh, but the movie is called Jumanji Against Humanity.
I feel like it's a better pun there.
Yes, shut up. I tried.
Humanity?
Yu-Gi-Oh?
What are we trying to come up with?
A card game for Jumanji.
Jumanji.
Ralph DiMaggio.
Jumanji.
John DiMaggio?
Whatever. So Jumanji 2 is not gonna looks okay, but you know, it's another quality reboot by Sony Pictures. Yeah.
Yay!
You gotta hold on to that license, man.
Yeah, we all gotta hold on.
Did Sony originally own the original Jumanji?
Oh no.
I actually have no idea.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a poorly researched joke.
They realized
Have
that
they made a Pitfall movie?
Yeah. Pitfall movie. That's called Indiana Jones.
Oh, because they should make a Pitfall movie, and then somewhere in there they should add that sound effect. You know, the one.
That sounded No,
don't back away from a pretty good impression of the Pitfall sound effect.
No, they'll finish the Pitfall movie, and last second they'll just rebrand it as the Uncharted movie.
No.
Actually, that's something I wanted to talk about. That I was at work yesterday, and I usually get stuck thinking about my own thoughts because I don't really have anybody to talk to, and I'm in the dining room, so I'm cleaning stuff up. And I just kind of like have my brain go through the 6 degree and then it goes from one thing to another. And Sony is like really obsessed with making movies, but I just think, why don't they like do television shows? Like they're doing a Sly Cooper show. And I was just thinking The Last of Us would be so much better as like a mini series on like AMC or something.
I guess people would compare it to The Walking Dead or something.
Well, there's a Hotel Transylvania TV series coming out.
Yeah, it's already out, the Hotel Transylvania TV series.
It's funny. It's Canadian. It has not shown up on any Canadian channels, and I don't have much faith in that.
We can talk about it.
Wait, why isn't Sly Cooper a topic for the news?
Well, Sly Cooper, what? What happened to Sly Cooper?
The Sly Cooper, they announced a TV show. Why aren't we talking about that? That's awesome.
Because there's nothing really to talk about. The way the press release came out, it's like they literally just came to like a deal, because if they wanted to do a proper announcement, they would have like a cast and they would have people working on it. But all they say is, it's the same animation studio that does Sonic Boom Season 2, and that's about it.
So, Bentley, what's the job?
Well, Clockwork's parts have been stolen, and we're the prime suspects on Inspector Fox's list.
She's really quite lovely when she's angry.
Sly, we've got to clear our name.
Oh, sorry.
And the Murinator's got you covered.
This is our biggest job yet, so we really have to work together, but the whole job is blown if we don't have someone at the controls.
So, are you in?
Rated E for everyone.
The way they worded it is there's like no like cast or crew on it. Even the guy who like voiced Sly in the games has no idea who's working on it. And he said, if I get a phone call or something, I'll let you guys know. So there's literally nothing to talk about other than they announced it.
Damn.
And they're using the same design from the movie, except they changed the colors around a little bit.
Yeah.
I just 100%ed Sly 1 just yesterday. I love Sly.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, my love, my hero.
I know that's great. You love Sly too?
I live and breathe Sly Cooper, honestly.
Dude, I love Sly. Just all the games, they're all just absolute. They're just perfection. They got like, I take Sly. I am so invested in the story of Sly Cooper. Like with each progression, like I treat these characters like they're real characters. Like what happened to Bentley and Sly 2, I always remember saying, man, he has to, they'll never be fully rid of Clockwork. I take Sly more seriously than I do Jack and Daxter.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Serious.
Yeah, Sly's way better than Jack and Daxter.
It's like Bentley and the turtle in the wheelchair has me more invested than Mr. Goatee Man, and Daxter's okay, but Mr. Goatee Man and his little brooding Shadow the Hedgehog-esque angst. That's what sells games. I hate Jack 2.
I love Jack and Daxter so much, but then I lost so much interest when they went all dark and gritty.
I know. I mean, the first game, it had like good platforming elements, nice not nice mute. I can't remember a single track in that game, but it was a solid game. Aside from like some weird little generic bits, I had fun with the game. And then Jack 2, they threw that out the window for guns and Grand Theft Auto and the mild language and boobs and all that nonsense. And it's like, this is Naughty Dog. This is Naughty Dog. This is what you think. I'm sorry.
This is, they literally pulled a Shadow the Hedgehog before Shadow the Hedgehog did it.
It's like, oh, you're good. To quote a friend of mine, Ant Dude, he's like, oh, gee, adding guns and vehicle gameplay to a game that didn't have any of that? Boy, that doesn't sound like the worst idea at all.
And then Sonic did it.
I mean, Jack did it okay, but it's like, this is not what I wanted. I hate Jack 2 because it's so, like, it's just a big middle finger to everything. So, hey, you like platformers? Those are dead now. We're going to give Jack a goatee and make him all angry in this apocalyptic world.
That's another interesting thing to talk about, because Naughty Dog really seems to hate their roots.
Yeah.
They don't outwardly say it. They don't like shit talk like most of their old games, but they always talk about them like, oh, we've evolved from that, or yeah. Jack X, what a bad game.
It's like talking marsupials that, I mean, I love Naughty Dog and they got a great standard of quality, but I always think in the back of my head that some of them are like, talking marsupials, we're too good for that. It's like if Retro Studios was like working on Metroid, it's like, we're too good for monkeys and ties and whatnot. Let's get back to making games about this person that shoots things in space, because that's what we're known for, meow.
Yes.
It's like, come on, Crash. Everyone loves Crash. Come on.
Yeah,
I mean, look how big it is right now. Like
look, everybody
my
loves
entire feed is nothing but Crash. The
There's a lot of hype for the trilogy. I don't want to say I'm surprised because I know people love those games and I do too. But
no, and the team who did the remakes did an excellent job. Like, you can argue about how the color isn't exactly 100% right until the cows come home, but
they do look nice.
There's love put into that thing. Every time I see like a trailer or something, every time I think, this could be done a little better, there's something that always goes like, they did go the extra mile for this. They do care. They're trying.
One of my favorite things is how in the third game, when you're in the warp room and you just like crash to his idol, KOKO does it with him.
Yeah,
and it's not even the same way.
Yeah, it's like slightly different. Yeah.
It's the details are so different because Crash is just a fucking insane dude, but KOKO's like rocking out, and she does like at the end she like when Crash's hands are just like kind of frozen there, but KOKO does little jazz fingers, and it's just oh my god.
I think it's really awesome that you can play as KOKO too. I mean, in the rest of the games, outside of the levels where she was originally playable.
I just honestly find it strange how KOKO was announced so late, like 2 weeks before the game came out. I was talking to my friend Ryan Blaze Hedgehog about it, and he kind of suspected that it might have been a late edition, which I could easily figure because it's just a model swap with minor differences, but.
It is the kind of thing that's just like a tiny little extra bonus, but it's a really nice, cool one, I think.
Yeah. And the other reason he suspected that was because it was like, oh, she can't be used in bosses or in the vehicle stages, which probably because then they'd have to like make extra animations or something.
Yeah. Well, they didn't make it to where you could play as Crash in the original KOKO stages either, I think.
Yeah, so that's another reason why it seems odd.
Yeah.
There's only one really nitpicky thing that bothers me about the game, and it's almost not worth mentioning, but there's a bat stage where the bats swoop in, and because of the natural lighting where the sun generates the shadows, you can see the shadows of the bats as they despawned. So like the bats are off screen, but the shadows are there, and they just like all fly into the same spot and then just disappear. And it's like once you see it, it's really hard not to not see.
Whoopsie daisy.
Yeah, I can see what you're saying.
I don't like how in Crash 2 the like warp room doesn't go dark when there's like a hologram. But again, that's such a minor nitpick. It's like, who cares?
It's oh sorry, God, I feel so obnoxious. I apologize, but it's a matter of like you pay so many attention to certain details and then you just kind of miss them. And then it becomes too late when you realize, oh shit, we should have done that.
However, it's not too late.
Doing stuff.
You can simply just update the game though. Like if enough people complain about it or something, or they tweet at them like, "Hey, here's an error," they can easily send a patch.
Yeah,
That's the beauty of modern. It's both the blessing and curse.
And a curse. Yeah,
one of the few beauties of modern gaming that I wouldn't be like, I have a problem with this. It'd be nice. Like it's not a big change. It's for the better.
Yeah.
Like Ukulele, for example. Apparently, the Switch version of Ukulele, they're actually going to edit a lot of the stuff that people complained about.
And all the other all the console stuff is gonna get those patches as well. It's already out on PC, but everything else is gonna come in like the next week or so. But it's like that's really cool. They're really listening to people and then doing some of the stuff. Like one of the things I addressed in a review I did is getting like directly addressed, like faster dialogue, and I'm so happy to hear that.
It is very nice.
Yeah.
Also, with this conversation, I grew up on Nintendo 64 and GameCube, so I'm just like, I never played much of Crash and Jack and stuff.
Oh, it's okay. I grew up with a Super Nintendo, but I first played Crash like 5 years ago.
Yeah, me too. Like I played the first one, I was like, this is hard, but I still
I got Crash 3 Warped on the suggestion of Kedikarus, and I played it, and I have a really big hatred for like gimmick levels, which is why Sly 3 is my least favorite Sly game.
What kind of gimmick?
Where you'll just have random vehicles or random characters that have nothing to do with platforming.
Yeah, that was my big problem with 3 and why I like Crash 2 more. I think 3 is a great game, but it gets a little too far away from just like the platforming. you know.
Like what levels in particular?
Like you have the jet ski levels and the motorbike levels and the airplane levels, none of which are bad, but none of which are like the platforming that I liked from Crash 2, you know.
Oh, well, I like those. I actually like most of those levels except for like the jet ski level in particular. I can take or leave, but I can see where you're coming from. Those are like the Crash 1 and 2 are more pure platforming experiences, but I did like the variety that Warped brought to the table.
Oh yeah, I think it's a great game, and I don't think any of those levels are bad either. They got a little farther away from what I was looking for.
Well, then don't play Wrath of Cortex. That throws everything out the window.
Would you like to play the hamster ball level again?
I don't think Wrath of Cortex is terrible, but it definitely got even farther away.
Yeah, it looks. The game looks really nice. Like I go back and it's like, wow, this is a PS2 game that actually aged well. What?
Yeah.
I played Wrath of Cortex before I did the Naughty Dog Crash games. So like after I went back to Crash 3, I was like, wait, hold on, that's the Warp Room music from Wrath of Cortex, and they're doing this is just Crash 3. I mean, no, this is just Wrath of Cortex, but I like this a lot more.
Yeah, it's way better.
So, like, Pan, I think it's a really big shame that you didn't grow up on the PlayStation. Because, like, don't get me wrong, Nintendo was, like, my main thing and pretty much still is. But, like, the PlayStation had the coolest thing. If you ordered a pizza from, like, Pizza Hut, you could get a demo disc that had a bunch of, like a level from a bunch of different games. And that's something I really miss because that's so fucking cool. Because it was a free demo disc with pizza.
We can just download demos whenever, you know. But
one thing I use, I can't say that Sony does this more so now because they don't, but they also had they had a lot more variety than Nintendo did. It was like you wanted a creepy horror game like Silent Hill or Resident Evil, you could play that on the PlayStation originally, because I think those were exclusive before they were ported in sequels and stuff. But like right when the PS2 came out, it was like, do you want a cute platformer game? We have that. Do you want the biggest RPG ever made? We have that. And then
you want like a racing game? We got that too.
Nintendo 64 has RPGs. We got Quest 64 and
Ogre Battle.
Yeah, Ogre Battle. I heard that's good.
And
possibly.
if you have a transfer pack, you can play all the Pokemon games.
Paper Mario.
Come on, we got 3 Cruisin' USA games on here.
That's an RPG.
It is to me.
It's the best one. I don't know what you're talking about.
It depends on how you play it.
A fantasy world where I know how to drive. Yeah.
You don't know how to drive?
Hey, next question.
We're in questions now?
What? Nothing.
Oh yeah, topics. We're on topics. We just
anything about Crash and the Jacks and whatever.
We're not really on topics, but we're approaching
I just like the fact that PlayStation had... sorry, I keep cutting you off there, Ricky.
No, you're fine.
I just liked how PlayStation had all these different brands and all these different mascots and stuff. That is the only reason I'm interested in a PS4 right now, because Ratchet, I was like, okay, I think a little until Ratchet, and then Crash comes out, and it's like, well, I guess I got to do this, because I like cartoony, fun video games, not the first-person shooters and the realistic stuff. I mean, maybe that's my own problem, but whatever.
Yeah.
No,
I'm with you.
It's very back when mascot. They're the new the like gritty realistic games are the new mascot platformers, because mascot platformers were super saturated back in the day, and then as technology got better, it's like, ooh, we can make things real like, and then everybody got obsessed with that and the color brown apparently.
Actually, I don't want to get even further off topic, but we were talking about Sly earlier. Did anybody ever play Rocket Robot on Wheels, which is what Sucker Punch made before Sly?
No,
I haven't heard good things about it though.
I love that game. It's not like as good as Banjo-Kazooie, but I mean, what is? It had a really like advanced physics engine for the N64. Like you have like weight, and you can weigh down platforms and throw stuff and flip stuff upside down, and that's a really fun game.
That seems really weird to me because, in spite of making a really good game, Sucker Punch and their technology until Infamous Second Son has always been kind of trash.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm not saying like it holds up today. I'm saying for the N64.
No, yeah, I'm saying like in relative terms of how it's an N64 game and it had all these advanced physics. Because you go back to the Sly games and their art style is fine, but they look like shit because they don't animate well at all.
Yeah.
Most especially the first game. Well, I mean, no. The first game's models look a little off, but with a bit of style to them. second and third games, everyone is like rigid, and then when you go into Sly 4, it makes you. It's so flowing. It's like it's so beautiful. It makes you.
I really don't
how far
understand.
we've come.
I really don't understand how people hate Sly 4. I mean, I can understand them hating the story because the story is hot garbage, but like it's just such a beautiful game, and there was a lot of love put into it. But
So much. Like if you told me that it was made by Sucker Punch, I would believe you. 'Cause it's like this is a Sly game. It's like there's no compromise here, except for like maybe the final boss. But aside from it's like there's no compromise here. This is Sly through and through, and I can't understand why more people aren't getting into this and why. Man, Sly should be in a much better place than he is right now.
He is getting a TV show.
But he should be getting like a TV show that's like in the comic book style. That's what I say.
Wasn't there going to be a
he should
movie?
be having a comic book because he had two tie-in issues for the games, and they were great.
Well, I think the movie became the TV series. Like I think it got put into like development hell,
Because
and
the
then it's
Ratchet
kind
and
of
Clank movie.
Yeah, Ratchet and Clank tanked
It's like
miserably.
I saw that movie in the theaters. Because I love Ratchet and Clank too, and I was so disappointed. I was like, man, if this is what the Ratchet movie is, I don't know if I want to see them take Sly.
I guess I'm not really a huge fan of Ratchet and I mean, I love the game. I loved the games as a kid, but I sort of fell off. Like, what was so disappointing about the movie? Because I thought it was just kind of okay. It wasn't amazing, and it wasn't like terrible, but it wasn't like worth, the ridicule or the praise from either side. But what, in your opinion, as a Ratchet and Clank fan, why was it so disappointing?
Okay, so people say that the Ratchet and Clank movie was bad because it's like, oh, I didn't understand it, so it's probably just for the fans. No, I didn't like it because it sucked. Just like every character was like, the story was the most cookie cutter thing. Ratchet wants to be a hero, but he doesn't have the guts to do it. But he'll eventually become a hero. That's not what Ratchet was in the beginning. He was kind of off to himself. He was a bit of a jerk to Clank. I'm not saying that he should be a jerk. And I mean, the story was just dumb. They had like, you know how in all those like kids trailers they always have that one character go like seriously when they're doing something like dumb. I hate they did that like
the Joel
twice.
McHale character.
They did like a hashtag joke for absolutely no reason. It's like, are you texting seriously? And it just wasn't a good Ratchet and Clank film. I mean, the story worked, but all these things it was really disappointing coming from what the games do, like their cutscenes and their stories that they managed to pull off. Like, it's unbelievable. It's like the difference is like night and day. A Crack in Time that has like some of the best cutscenes and one of the best stories in the entire series. That is a better movie than the Ratchet and Clank movie was, because the Ratchet and Clank movie was just this generic story where they put Ratchet and Clank in there. And the worst part about it is the original writer for the video games and stuff, like he came on board to write the stuff for all the script, but then halfway through he got replaced with the director, Kevin Monroe. And I mean, this is what happens all the time, but that's why the movie didn't work, because it was kind of just all over the place.
I saw it on Netflix. Like I haven't really played. I have the trilogy on the PS3, which by the way, the PS3 easily has some of the best like library, only because it has like everything that was good on the PS2 was brought over to the PS3 with the remaster.
Seriously.
Yeah.
But like I played like a little bit of the first game, but lost interest in it midway through. And so I watched the movie thinking that it would make me fall in love with the characters and such. And I think the biggest offense that the Ratchet and Clank movie has is that it's just boring. Like I lost interest in it. There's nothing to like keep you going, because you're right, it's super generic.
It's like the Ratchet and Clank games, all those cutscenes have like a snappiness to them, and everybody is like bouncing off of one another's dialogue. That doesn't happen in this movie. Those two, Ratchet and Clank, they feel just like your generic heroes coming to save the day, and Ratchet was never like that. Like he was the kind of guy that was a little bit short. He got a lot more compassionate in the second games, and he was just the kind of guy that wasn't to take someone's crap, do his own thing. Not like Jack, but like in a respectable kind of way. And Clank was always there to help him out and explain things.
I really
It was a very buddy, and they both respected each other. No matter how many times they argued, you knew that those two were friends. And I mean, they were friends in the movie, but it was so not like how it was portrayed in everything up to that point in in that movie.
To defeat a threat this big.
Commence deplanetization!
Whoa!
On April 29th.
All right, pal, you ready? You're the galaxy's biggest joke!
Ratchet and Klank. See the movie. Rated PG. Play the game. Rated everyone 10 and up.
I think another thing that's worth noting, I saw the Gaming Brits ultimate breakdown of the first game and the remake, and another thing that you kind of made me realize is that the respect was earned between the two.
Yeah.
Like, Ratchet just sees Klank as some dumb robot who's, like, super obsessed with doing the right thing, even if it's not beneficial to himself or anybody. And then Klank just thinks Ratchet's kind of like a brute asshole, and then they kind of, like, see each other's perspectives, and they're like, hey, maybe we're more like than we originally thought.
It's kind of like a Shrek and Donkey, sort of. You know?
Yeah.
Get your meme jokes out of the way.
Oh.
But that's how. Like Shrek and Donkey, like in the first movie, they were on edge. But then after Shrek 2, no matter how many times they got on each other's nerves, they were friends, and you knew it's kind of like with Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah, that makes sense. That
respect
makes
was
a lot of
earned.
sense.
Would you say that the theme? What's that?
You heard it here first, folks. Ratchet and Clank are like Shrek and Donkey.
Would you say that
party
the
fans
theme?
make fan art of Ratchet and Clank as Shrek and Donkey? Make my day. Thank you.
So would you say the theme of the original game was basically like don't judge a book by a cover, or everyone has appearances? Because what you say about the two main characters figuring out each other, and then there's also the plot twist with the main superhero guy being the villain.
So Captain Quark, he was working for Chairman Drek, like just to up his like profile or something. It's been a little while since I played the first game, but Quark wasn't a bad guy. He was just misguided and a bit of an idiot. And he eventually, like, they become friends shortly after that. After that game, and
I wouldn't totally say he's misguided. I would say he's kind of misguided, but he was very much looking out for himself. And it's funny because he's sort of a foil for Ratchet in a way that he is exactly like Ratchet, except Ratchet learns and becomes a better person.
Yeah.
Whereas Quark does learn eventually, but he like fucks everything up, and then he has to start from square one, whereas Ratchet started from square one and made it all the way to the top. So
yeah, Quark will do like a bajillion blunders, learn his lesson, and then he'll do it all over again, game or something. And,
yeah,
I mean, it gets better as the games progress, but he's looking out for himself. He's really reckless, and I would say in terms of the first game, I would say its theme maybe not like don't judge a book by its cover, but one thing I would think of, like, in terms of, like, the character interaction is, like, maybe acceptance is a bit too strong of a word, but an unlikely pairing. Like, I mean, you've heard that a lot, but
Sure.
it's like it's a really unlikely pairing. They have some good times at first, then they argue for a little bit, then the arguing gets worse, then something happens where they get
Yeah, they're
brought back
Shrek and
together,
Donkey.
then
Yeah, that's what they are.
then they're
Yes.
they're inseparable
I
after
wouldn't
that.
say that's a theme. I'd say that's more of a narrative arc. That's
Yeah.
their narrative arc together as a duo. But I'd say the original game has a lot of themes. While none of them are deep or like nuanced or anything, it's like anti-capitalism, anti-corporate,
pollution.
they make a lot of statements about like corporations in that game.
Yeah.
You know what all this talk is making me feel? It makes me kind of disappointed there will never be a sequel to the PlayStation All-Star Battle Royale game.
Good.
No, I mean, like, the first one was mildly
only
okay.
Hey,
It is the only one, but like I feel like it could have gotten a lot better with the sequel.
I think so too.
You know what
it was fun in times.
Look, the only two games that deserve a sequel in terms of fighting games are Punch Time Explosion, the Cartoon Network fighting game, and also Super Smash Bros. Melee.
Wait. So, PlayStation All-Star Battle Royale doesn't deserve a sequel, but a really shitty Cartoon Network game does?
Yes.
I thought you were going to say Dream Mix TV World Fighters.
I don't know what the fuck that is.
It's awesome. It's Optimus Prime and Barbie in the same game.
And Bomberman and the Beyblade Kid.
Tyson, you pleb. It's Tyson.
I deserve that.
One thing that really makes me mad about All-Stars and Punch Time Explosion is that they don't seem to understand what makes Smash so satisfying.
Smashing people?
Well, not so much that, so much as it
Mario?
is the physics and the physics and how they move. Because like, no matter what Smash game you play, even Brawl, they flow. There's a real like flow to each fight.
Mhm.
I never once feel as though my fight is being sort of like hampered or stagnated by something, except the tripping, I guess. But even the tripping feels fine in Brawl to me.
Mhm.
Like, you can argue it about not being a purist experience or whatever, but you know, Sakurai managed to make tripping feel sort of natural and like not like it flows into the fight. But with like Punch Time Explosion and All Stars, none of the moves flow together. They don't have the right timing, like the frame count correct at all. Yeah. And I know that's really subjective, but just to me, like like Sly should feel like a really smooth, really like he should like flow in and out of like each move like just perfectly. Like, he wouldn't be a powerhouse, he'd be more like a glass cannon. But in like All Stars, he has a lot of like, and most characters all have a lot of dead time after their moves. Like with Smash, it's like a couple frames, but with All Stars it's like a few seconds almost, which is extremely slow in a twitchy fighting game like a Smash clone should be. So
I mean, don't get me wrong, PlayStation All-Stars has a lot of problems, but again, that's one of those things where I think it was the only game that studio ever made. So
Superbot.
Yeah, so like that, they have a lot of growing pains, but a lot of the characters are overpowered, like Kratos. There's no reason to play with anyone else because Kratos automatically wins every match.
I felt that the like super system was busted as heck because like there were some level 1 supers like on Kratos or whoever that like there would be no reason for you to fill the bar all the way. You know, just use it immediately because their level 1 is the best.
Yeah, it had a lot of great ideas that it feels very much like a first game to me, and I feel like if they did have a chance to make a better one, it would be infinitely better and actually be a Smash Bros contender.
Yeah, I think Izzy's right that if they could have like tried to make a sequel, it would have.
Yeah,
it showed a lot of promise that could have been ironed out,
and maybe Punch Time Explosion too.
Well, you know, if they do make a sequel, we're gonna get the voices of the current Powerpuff Girls. Probably.
No,
probably not. They try to be as cheap as possible.
They'll have clone characters. They'll have clone characters where you can fight as the original or the new ones.
I'd be okay with that.
Yeah. Reboot Samurai Jack, he'll just like fucking murder people, like give people fatalities, and old Samurai Jack can't kill anyone unless they're a robot. So Robot Jones is the only character he can kill.
Whatever happened to
Robot Jones?
Whatever happened? I remember that show actually.
Yeah.
Whatever happened to Robot Jones?
Got canceled.
He got fucked.
That's what
happened to him.
Yeah, they knew that when they named their show, they knew that it was not long for this world.
They should have just called it Dead on Arrival.
Oh,
Robot Jones, Dead on Arrival.
Robot Jones, loss.
Robot Jones lost.jpg.
Oh, yeah.
Robot Jones creepypasta.
The robot
probably I'm gonna look
no
that up
longer
right now.
exist. Please make it.
I'm sure because there's a bunch of rumors on like why his voice changed. Because Robot Jones's original voice was a robotic like text-to-speech voice you could get on Windows, but they realized this sounds too annoying, so they changed it to just a kid voice in it. But there's a lot of rumors on why they changed it, but it's but they just thought it was annoying. Some people said it was like licensing issues. People, I don't know.
God fucking damn it.
Yeah.
It's because Robot Jones looked at the TV camera and then his eyes bled.
Always.
As he spoke to you in robot voice.
I mean, do you now realize that Robot Jones was really supposed to be like the style was a tribute to Schoolhouse Rock?
Yeah.
Oh
You can tell just by looking at it.
I didn't realize that when I was younger, so it just looked like shit to me, and it kind of does.
I did.
Kind of still
I
does
did
look like
too.
shit. Well,
Robot Jones was a bell.
What's your junction?
I didn't know about Schoolhouse Rock when I was that young, so I remember the infomercial saying, "Hey, order order Schoolhouse Rock on VHS on these 5 collectible CDs or whatever." I don't know.
Ready, Pop? Yep. Ready, son?
Mm-hmm.
Let's go.
Let's go.
1, 2.
Lolly, 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 get your adverbs in.
Lolly, 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 got some adverbs here.
My best friend's last name is Lally, and one of the first things I asked him when I met him was, how often did people scream at you, Lally, 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 get your adverbs here? And he was like, way too much, fuck you.
Oh.
But I mean, in all honesty, Cartoon Network Punch Time Explosion XL, I actually really enjoyed. I enjoyed as much as I enjoyed PlayStation.
It's a little finicky, yeah, but it could have been improved if they made a sequel, you know, with like current characters like Adventure Time. Well, that's not current because that's canceled, but you know, could add regular.
It's currently running.
It's about to die, so you know, it's on its last leg. Adventure Time.
Heroes never really die.
No, but that show did.
Putting reruns here.
Heroes get remembered. Legends never die.
Rip.
But the only thing I want to say is with Crash Bandicoot getting popular again, and there was another Oddworld game, we could have potentially, if there was a sequel, we could have got Crash and Abe from Oddworld in PlayStation All-Star Battle Royale 2. That would have been cool.
Yeah.
Or Spyro. Spyro would be great.
Yeah.
The two that everybody wanted were Crash and Spyro, and of course we didn't get either of them.
Of course.
Laura Croft would have been okay too. Or Cloud, you know. It's almost like
the characters that helped the PlayStation like be a success. You know,
Yeah, but hey, we got Raiden,
Fat Princess.
Yeah, remember those classics?
We got Cole and Evil Cole.
Yeah. No, they should have gotten even worse. They should have gotten like a Super Rubber Dub, the rubber ducks from that game.
Where was Jumping Flash?
Yeah, Jumping Flash. Vibe Rabbit.
I would have been down with Lammy. Lammy would have been cool.
No one remembers Vibe Rabbit.
It was Viv Ribbon.
Something like that. Oh, okay, that's what it was.
There was no Ridge Racer.
A car, just a fucking car in the middle of the battlefield.
Hey man, they did it in what was that game where the Hornet was playable? Was it Fighters Mega Mix?
Yeah, Fighters Mega Mix on Sega Saturn.
Yeah, the car fucking punches you.
Everything's
with
in that
its wheels.
game, Sonic, just whatever. But is that all for video games I didn't grow up with?
I'm sorry, is it all about you?
I don't know. Just want to move the topic along.
We're enjoying ourselves.
Yeah,
We're
Malik,
excited.
Malik, I'll have to add you and we can talk about Sly Cooper until the cows come home.
Here's other characters they could have added in. You just add Tetris Block. Fuck it. Put a Tetris Block in there.
No. Tetris Block was added in Smash Bros. Have you not seen the real life Smash Bros. Trailer by Big Z Productions?
Oh, that's
Tetris
ancient.
will
YouTube.
knock your block off.
Links to that.
My favorite line from him.
Man, where's Sonic? Dude, I think this is his funeral. Oh. R.I.P. Sonic.
The P was for pie!
R.I.P. Sonic. Splat. The P was for pie! Still kills me every fucking
Oh, we'll
time.
link to that video below, but that's like classic internet. Right before Super Smash Bros. Brawl came out, there was this one stupid YouTube video of these guys just with the crappiest like potato camera and like their whatever costumes they could find is dressing up as all these characters fighting each other. And the best part of this video is that it ended up on the G4 TV show Attack of the Show, and they said it was like the worst YouTube video they've seen, and it just started this beef that went nowhere, and it was just like, wow, how could Attack of the Show say these things? It's shameful.
Well, they attack a show, right?
They do have attack in their name. Yeah.
They got attacked by the
attack
show.
everything.
It's tragic.
Tragic.
Kevin Pereiro would probably be on this crappy podcast. He ain't doing
Crappy.
nothing.
Well, all right. Well,
Yeah, I mean, Olivia Munn's busy with acting, I think, but Kevin Pereira, he ain't doing nothing.
Well, I haven't heard of him, so that must be the case.
Yeah, he was the host. Yeah.
Oh, I haven't even seen this show, so
No one did.
don't-
No one had G4. Did anyone have G4?
I did.
I had G4, but I used it to watch reruns of Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
What? Oh, in Canada, I
Aqua
guess.
Teen- Yeah, Aqua Teen and Squidbillies.
Okay, that's weird that you don't have Adult Swim in Canada.
We do now.
Okay.
When it came to Cartoon Network, we got Adult Swim, but now it's only 3 hours long, 9 to midnight, and then from midnight to 3 they show like the Cartoon Network classics. So I'm okay with that. I mean, it's all right, but I don't get to sleep past midnight anymore.
Oh. This reminds me how
Johnny Bravo.
So sometimes when I go to Mexico, they would just play the Fairly Odd Parents on Jetix or Toon
Yeah.
Disney. It's just This does not belong here.
Here's the news we need to be talking about.
Huh.
So apparently there's this image with Cosmo holding a fidget spinner. And according to the god himself, Butch Hartman on Twitter, that is a fake screenshot. And he had to put that news down. He's hashtag fake news. His words, not mine.
Yeah, he actually hashtag fake news. Look.
Yeah, I saw that. I was shocked for a minute. It's like, okay, so it's not real. But again, it wouldn't surprise me if that happened because they've done duck lips and BTWs and hashtags recently in Fairly Odd Parents.
Don't worry, in like 6 to 8 months, depending on animation production, we'll have like a Simpsons episode on fidget spinners.
Oh,
because didn't they just recently do Pokemon Go?
Yeah, like a year after everyone stopped caring.
Well, it takes a long time to animate them.
Yeah, they'll get around to it. But, you know, like, Butch Hartman, I'm sorry we said those horrible things. Well, they said those horrible things. I didn't say anything bad. Mostly.
We haven't even said anything bad about him yet.
We said it in other podcasts.
Yes.
Like, we said mean things to Butch Hartman, you know.
You're the one that usually says the mean things.
I apologize, you know.
You made a video and he unsubscribed to you.
I
that
make
just happened.
fun of Butch Hartman sometimes, but I appreciate the good he's done, like Danny Phantom and stuff. Sure, he made Dougal and Phantom Planet and Tough Puppy and Bunsen is a Beast. And the hey, remember that?
I have a follower who. Sorry, go on.
Remember Butch Hartman? Like early on, like he was one of the original designers for Crash Bandicoot, and there's concept art he released, and it's a good thing they did not go with his designs.
Really?
Yeah.
Where's that?
Yeah, somewhere.
That was back when he was Willie the Wombat.
Yeah, Willie the Wombat is the original name, and there's concept art. I'll link it below. Original Crash Bandicoot by Butch Hartman.
I just wanted to say, like, one last thing about Crash is that his personality, I always saw him as, like, the big, lovable dog, like a naughty dog of some sort, and I really like how they're conveying that personality again. Like, Crash isn't crazier, and he's like this big, dumb dog that likes that'll help you out, but he's the one that's like, no matter how many times you tell him to get off the couch, he's not going to listen. That's what I like about Crash.
Yeah.
Speaking of Crash, one of the things in the new remake I don't like is that he's got voiced by Wacko or Yakko.
Well, they kept the voice casts from like the recent Crash games.
Even but his whoa is awful. It doesn't sound anything like the original.
Yeah, that's a tough
that was better.
I actually, when I was a kid and first played the first Crash Bandicoot, I was young enough that I thought Naughty Dog was the name of the game and that he was a dog. I thought that was like, yeah.
That's cool.
So,
yeah. I really like all their the current voices because I played Crash of the Titans and they do a good job. I actually got to meet Lex Lang at Anime North and Anime Convention, and he was so cool. It was so great to just talk to him about stuff.
I think he does a really good job. I do miss Clancy Brown, but I understand that he had they weren't paying him well when he was doing the PS1 games. I mean, it's the internet, so take it with a grain of salt. But that's I heard that it was like he quit because it was just a terrible experience or something.
I see.
But for Crash, I remember that one game where it was the box cover had Crash and Cortex on top of each other.
Twinsanity?
Yeah, Twinsanity. I remember the commercials featured Johnny Knoxville and I think Steve-O, and that's how I pictured Crash in my head. Not so much as a dog, but someone from the Jackass crew when they were, before they sobered up and gave up on life, I remember
Steve-O started a YouTube channel recently.
I guess he's dead then. It's over. He shows up on just random people's YouTube video. He shows up on Double Toasted, and then I remember he showed up on some random YouTuber's review on Jackass the video game. It's how did this YouTuber with only 100 subscribers get Steve-O on, which turns out they're friends, and sad. He'll probably show up on this podcast someday and be like, "Hey, did you work on animation?" No, and then that's all we'll have to say.
We had a diaper fetishist on here. I don't think the criteria for guests aren't really
Look, we could get Bam Margera on and we can reconcile myself and just hey, remember when you were cool and then you broke my. And
Did you
never
just
mind.
say reconcile?
I don't even know what that word means. I don't know what I'm saying right now. I don't know, yesterday I was having a discussion and it's just no, Bam Margera was cool at one point and everyone's just no, Bam Margera was never cool.
Wait, real quick, I just want to say the phrase "I don't know what I'm saying right now" is not like a defensible phrase.
Look, let's not think about these things.
It's like, I'm not in control of my actions.
Yeah.
Yes, you are.
Let's not think about what I just said. I'm just
What you
rambling
talking
here.
about, pizza?
Like, I'm tired of Crash Bandicoot talk. I didn't grow up with this. I grew up with like Donkey Kong and Banjo-Kazooie.
Well, so did I, man.
Yeah, but you know, not everyone owned 2 consoles. Growing up.
Really want Banjo-Kazooie to be a Skylander, like a crossover for the Xbox,
Why do
just
you-
so
I
we can get a
swear.
fucking toy.
Oh, that's
Or a
why.
toy.
I thought you just wanted us to suffer more with Skylanders, which I don't think it's. I think that era is over. Skylanders is fucking dead.
Yeah, I mean, like looking at like all the stores and like what used to be like 4 hours now like 1, and like I think I've seen like twice on Cheap Ass Gamers Twitter that you could buy 1 get 4 Disney Infinity figures. Like buy 1 get 4 free.
Someone just take this shit, please. No one wants these toy to game things anymore. They're all just going on discount now. It's over.
I'm waiting for the Crash one to go on discount. I only want to spend $10 on it.
But is that all for Crash Bandicoot and stuff and PlayStation?
Yeah, I love Dash Dingo.
Dash Dingo. Who that? Yeah, but oh my god, I remember The Simpsons. Yes, okay.
Yeah. Lisa was sick and playing it.
But in
All day.
news, apparently there's a live-action Jetsons.
Wilma!
Someone
That's all we got right now.
Just Sons, Pan.
Enunciate.
Do we have
who? Izzy, was that your idea? There was a live-action Jetsons.
Yeah, I came up with it. I pitched it. And the network just came for it.
Wow, cool.
This crazy remake.
We got news apparently or not? I don't.
Okay, so supposedly the executive producer and writer of Family Guy, Gary Janetti, is leading the project. Filmmakers Robert Zemeckis, Jackie Levine from an Untitled project, and Jack Rapp are also producers. I don't think they've nailed down any cast members or anything like that.
I was just gonna ask, like, do we have a cast?
Nope.
Remember? Oh, sorry.
Go ahead. No. I'm reading the article as we talk.
I was just gonna say. Remember when the
professional.
creator of?
How professional.
Yes. I was just
Oh
gonna
man,
say,
I'm the unprofessional one. Pan.
Shush.
remember when the creator of Family Guy was spearheading a Flintstones project?
Yeah.
I do. Pepperidge Farm remembers.
I don't even think Pepperidge Farm remembers that one.
What's
Oh,
funny is
boy.
there was an Aqua Teen episode about it, and now that Aqua Teen episode makes no sense.
Really?
Yeah, it was basically like they had the Flintstones or something, and some executive said, I'm going to give this Flintstones property or something to this Fox, like the channel, and the Fox just says, woohoo, like Homer, and it's, I don't know.
Woohoo!
3 people are going to get that now.
There was a commercial that recently showed the family reimagined in live action.
Oh, yeah.
This was cited in the article. I don't think it has anything to do with the project,
No.
but that's a thing.
No, I forget what that was for, but yeah.
The question needs to be asked: who would you cast for the live-action Jetsons sitcom?
The George Jetson's part's cursed.
Yeah, and the last person who played George Jetson fucking died in the recording booth.
Okay, well then that means pick somebody that you hate, and then they'll
All right,
die, and,
huh.
you know.
Who do we hate?
Will Ferrell, of course.
What
Just-
Will Ferrell do to you? No, I think that'd be good, maybe.
Honestly, I think he could do it probably.
I can only imagine what Astro would look like.
A dog with just some shit around his neck.
Is it like CG Scooby Doo from the
Oh,
movies?
Oh no!
Please do.
Well, okay, so there's a comic series right now for the Jetsons, and they have like realistic drawings of like not.
Yeah,
obviously
the
they're not
Flintstones
realistic.
too.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
like-
Well, it just the maid robot does not look appealing as a more sexualized thing. Ugh.
Oh,
Let me
right.
see if I can pull it.
Oh, what'd they do to
Yeah.
Rosie?
Link to that also below. Rosie the Robot, how they updated her design, and I forget.
Oh, I forgot how bad it was. Oh,
Let's
okay.
See it again.
Oh.
I need to be reminded of Rosie
I'm
the
pulling
Robot.
them up. I'm pulling them up.
Oh, here.
Yeah.
Good God.
It's like an insect.
Yeah.
Oh God! I just realized in the comics, George Jetson does kind of look like Will Ferrell.
Fuck.
This is the most horrifying thing I've ever seen.
God.
Oh my goodness, she looks like a fish, mermaid, insect,
Something
abomination.
Why? Oh God! Why anything?
Yeah, why anything? Good question. Why anything? Oh.
Why, like, did this universe gain sentience if it was just gonna produce this abomination?
It was a good idea at the time. Look, no one cares about the old Hanna-Barbera stuff. Cartoon Network stopped referencing it, so they're just gonna make comic books because nobody reads comics anymore.
All the reason why
says two people
into this.
Two people in this podcast has a webcomic.
Oh right. Shh. Oh wait, one of those is me. Fuck.
How do you keep forgetting this?
I don't know. I don't like to brag about my webcomic, you know, whenever I say.
Yes, you do.
Oh, okay. It's kind of weird. Like, whenever I post something, I'm like working on the comic. I don't like to refer to it by name. I don't know. Just like, it's just there taunting me like it's not finished, but it's getting there. It's fucking getting there. It's going to be longer than the last one and a lot better because progressively these things get better and better with each time. So, you know, it'll be
so
good.
like when I was like, oh hey, can we have my friend Ricky on? He does comic, and Pan's like, oh well, we don't really talk about webcomic stuff.
No.
We never had a comic artist on the podcast before, and like me and Nolan are like, you?
Oh, I don't count because that's not my main thing. You know, that's not my main comic. I'm not known for my comics. Like no one says, look, it's Pan Pizza, the creator of that comic, Loki IRL. No one's ever said that. It's, you know, until it gets, you know, whatever. You know, don't leave me in silence.
Come on now, say something nice about yourself. You do comics.
Yeah, I do those things
twice technically.
I'm working on it. You know, I mean, like the last one was 80 pages. This one's gonna be over 100. So, you know,
that's a good amount. That's a lot of work, dude.
Yeah, it's cray. I don't know. It's like part of me is just like, am I procrastinating on this? Is this too little in the span of a year? I mean, I don't know.
How many pages was it?
Over 100.
400 is a lot for a Pan. Put it into perspective. Manga artists like do how many pages a week, like, and then
13 to 20.
Yeah, so you've almost done a page per day, which on top of a career as a YouTube celebrity trademark, that's really fucking good.
There's 360.
I'm gonna get that trademark.
Nolan, there is 365 days per year. You realize this, right?
And you do 400?
300? No, 100. I said 100. Shit.
I think he said over 100.
Yeah, over 100.
I heard 400 somehow.
Yeah, sorry to disappoint
you. I heard incorrectly, and that seems to be happening more often than not.
Yeah, sorry to ruin your dreams.
No, it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly my hopes.
Oh yeah, but it's getting there. Yeah, Loki IRL issue 3 is done whenever, possibly or not. I don't know. I'm gonna give out trading cards at Comic-Con of my characters. Just you know, if you see me a Pan Pizza T-shirt, that'll be me. Don't know. But hey, anyone want to get into questions?
Oh yeah, sure.
About?
I feel weird talking about my thing. It's like it's just about me. What do I say? Okay, so question. If anybody has a question or comment, be sure to type your question in the YouTube comments of this video and start out with the word question so it's easier to find. So our first question is from Corncob Jason Real. Says question. I recognize this user. He always shit posts on my videos. Anyway, question. What were some things that were stolen from you when you were a kid? A big one for me was this super rad compass my grandpa gave to me. He got it when he was stationed in Germany in World War II. I think my sister stole it. She stole a bunch of our family stuff. I hate her so much. So, you got anything that was stolen from you as a kid?
My copy of Donkey Kong Country 2.
Whoa.
Whatever. I let a friend borrow it and he fucking moved and I don't know how to contact him and I want that game back, damn it.
That's the worst.
That I feel for you.
It's the best one. I now have 1 and 3 in my collection and not 2, and 2 is the only one that matters.
No one wants 3. Fuck 3 of Donkey Kong.
Oh no. As the Donkey Kong fan in here, well, I mean 3's not the best of the trilogy, but it's still fun.
Yeah. Wait. Did you just declare yourself the only Donkey Kong fan in the room?
I'm the hardcore Donkey Kong fan in the room. Like I know things, you know. I know too much. I know too much. Did you know that the Donkey Kong Country TV show theme? I know I'm getting off on a tangent.
Hey yo,
the guitar
down below.
Here he comes. The guitar riff was done by my music teacher from high school.
What the fuck?
It was done in like the show's Canadian, and it was recorded in like Toronto. The riff,
crazy. Okay. Because I'm thinking about the crazy pick slide. You know.
I think that might be part of it too.
Oh,
so
okay.
yeah, music teacher in high school did that guitar riff.
Don't worry, Izzy. The Super Nintendo Mini will come out, and you'll have another chance to.
It doesn't have it on there. It's only the first one.
Well, that's the fucking point. Just use an emulator. Fuck everything.
Virtual
Star Fox 2, not Diddy Kong.
Who cares about Star Fox 2? That's on emulators. Everything's on emulators now. Fuck everything.
Just go to the Virtual Console.
Yeah, fuck it all. But I remember, like, also, okay, during high school, my friend borrowed, what's it called? A bunch of my favorite GameCube games, Mario Sunshine, 007, Everything or Nothing. I forget what else. But yeah, I don't know. He said he was going to give it back to me, but he later moved on into... he became a missionary in the Philippines, so whatever.
I actually have a story about how I stole something from someone.
Oh God, what'd you do?
Okay, so I had a friend, and we had a huge falling out a while ago, back in 2013 when I moved here. We had a falling out, and before the move, I borrowed his copy of Spider-Man 2 on GameCube.
Sweet.
And I accidentally moved with it.
Uh-oh.
And I was planning on shipping it back to him when I was done. But then we had that falling out, and I decided, you know what? I'm going to make him return the Christmas gift I gave to him, but I'm going to keep his game. And then last year we reconnected, and now we're friends again, but I still haven't sent him back the game because I don't own a copy of Spider-Man 2, and I really like that game.
Oh no, my copy of Spider-Man 2.
Oh no, my copy of Spider-Man 2. My mom's gonna kill me.
I got so caught up in what I was doing, I forgot all about it.
That's what we're doing, right? Slow it down. No?
Spidey, you the man.
But thanks, you the woman?
What was the question?
Spider-Man.
All right, okay. What things we had stolen as a kid?
I can't think of anything that I got stolen from me, because if it ever did, I got even. But
you don't fuck with him.
What did you do?
I would just get it back. I would tell somebody, and then I would get it back. But
I guess that's technically even. I assumed it meant like eye for an eye.
Yeah. I burned their house down.
Take my cap, put it on backwards, and go over to their house. Put on some what's a gangster rap song? Ayn Rand or something? I don't know.
X is gonna give it to you.
Sure, that's what all the kids are doing. Deadpool, knock, knock, open up the door. I think I accidentally, I moved away, and I accidentally took my friend, who might be listening to this, and he knows it, Mario Kart Double Dash. I didn't mean to do it, and he seems okay with it, but one day I will get him. I will get him a copy. If he asks, I will buy him a copy and send it to him, because even though Double Dash infuriates me, it's a fun game, you know?
Malik's over here like, they took my game, I took their life.
Oh, I just remembered, elementary school, for some reason, I loaned someone 50 cents, and they never gave it back to me. And then I just went up to a teacher, and I just said, "Teacher, Dustin borrowed 50 cents, and he never gave him back." And then the teacher says, "Well, why'd you give it to him in the first place?" I was like, "Damn, bitch, what's your problem?"
Did you explain?
Typically how schools deal with bullies, in my experience.
It's just a prank, bro.
It's like, that teacher,
oh God,
fuck that teacher. She's probably dead by now. Fuck her. Anyway. Also, loan that some other kid an Entei card from Pokemon 3, the movie.
No, he didn't give it back.
No.
That's awful.
Yeah, see, this is why as a kid I never loaned anybody anything, because I was too afraid of that happening.
Yeah, I didn't bring my Pokemon cards to school. I love the pretty artwork.
You know, it would be fucked up if I tracked down this person and just like just go up to him and just like stab him with a fucking pencil and just said, "You don't even remember who I am, but that you deserve that."
That's for Entei.
Yeah. Hentai? What? What's I don't know what.
It's like, what? What are you talking about?
Just like I was
then
holding
it
this
clicks in.
grudge since elementary school for some reason.
And as he's writhing over in pain, it's like, oh yeah, and okay, cool. That totally justified.
And in kinder, I punched a kid for no reason.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I punched kids when I was a kid.
I don't know. For some reason, he just snuck up in front of me and he surprised me. So I just punched him and he started to cry. And then, everything went to hell after that.
It's like when you spook a horse.
Yeah.
Do not sneak up on me like that
It's like
because I will get scared.
He snuck up in front of me. That's the crazy part.
He's very, very sly.
Where the fuck
Very
did he come
stealthy.
from? Come out of nowhere. Sorry, Crystal's brother. I don't remember.
It ambushed you.
It felt good though.
That's such a hollow apology. Oh, sorry about punching. It felt so good though. Like how are they supposed to feel about that?
Like I did some weird things in elementary school that I probably should hide away and could be the origin story of a serial killer. But hang on, let's go on to another question.
Yeah. That would be best.
Hennessy Bopper Reviewer at Large. Question. Yo, Pan, before I start this question, I just want to thank you for the fire podcast this week. I just lost my brother on Wednesday, and you guys are helping me get through this hard time. Anyway, question. How big are each of your dicks, and whose dick is the biggest?
I don't know how to feel about this.
I'm sorry for your loss.
Why would you choose that as a question, Pan?
I'm so confused. Mine is.
Why would you choose that question,
I
Pan?
don't know. It was just a big it sounds so sincere, and then it just switches to that.
The only reason I laughed is because of the elevation in your voice, Pan, and I knew that this was gonna go south.
Oh man, yeah.
You were trying to hold it in, but I lost my composure. I'm sorry.
Fine. We'll go to the next question. Mike from the Past Animation says, question, there was one day in school I was drawing in the cafeteria and some girl wanted to see my drawing, and when she saw my drawing of you, they laughed at first and don't understand why they're laughing because they thought your hat looked like a penis. Pan, do you think that's the reason why CNN won't pick you up? Because when they saw your hat, they thought you were a porn artist? Next question.
Oh, you won't even touch this one.
I don't even know how to answer that.
Stop choosing bad questions.
Okay, fine. We'll have a simple one. Ember Titan question. What cartoon or animated movie uses sound and or music very effectively or have the best sound design?
Oh, that's a good question.
But, recently I saw the movie Baby Driver, and hang on. Sheepy, do you want to talk about Baby Driver?
I don't know what the fuck I can really say on it.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
hang on. Yeah, so this is Sheepy, my girlfriend, apparently. I swear I'm not paying her. Yeah.
Hello, Sheepy.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah, but we saw Baby Driver yesterday. What you think? Because it was the tits.
It was. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay, so I actually don't really go to the movies quite as often as I used to.
Mm-hmm.
And what it was is mainly the only times I'd go to the movies for cartoon movies, but this movie was actually really, really good. Because I actually have I don't know.
Did you ever watch any Edgar Wright movies?
Yeah, I did, and I like the editing. That's
what I'm
looking at.
Because the music is all in sync to everything. There's several things where it's one long shot of something, and all the background music is synced up. All the characters acting is synced up to the music.
The gunshots.
Yeah.
The slamming of doors and anything.
It's like a musical in a way.
It is. Yeah, music plays a huge part in this movie, mainly because the main character with his tinnitus or something. So he's constantly listening to music in his iPod. But just the entire, setup besides that, it's musical in itself, I guess.
Yeah, something like that. It's a musical in a way. Yeah, but do you guys have anything?
Edgar Wright is doing cartoons now?
No. This is a live action movie.
Yeah.
Oh. I thought, the question that you read ask about a cartoon?
Oh, no, we were asking, what... Shit, it says, what cartoon or animated movies? Fuck.
I'm sorry, I was so
Shit.
confused. this
Sorry,
whole
Sheepy,
time.
get the fuck out.
Fuck you.
No, come back. Wait.
Okay.
No,
Young love.
Shh. I don't know if you want
¿Qué
to.
quieres? No.
Shh.
Okay. Está bien.
Well, okay.
Let's not be your friend.
Fuck.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to embarrass you on your own show.
Shit.
No, it's okay. He does it on his
That's
own.
Pat's job.
Fuck.
He does it on his own. Everybody else does it. Really doesn't matter.
Yeah. Okay. So animated movies that had good sound design. I don't think of any. But yeah, Baby Driver was a good live action movie that had great sound design.
So when you say sound design, what do you mean?
We just talked about like this. The music's all in. Okay, like the sound effects are in sync to the editing. Like the music is just like on point. Oh, she's back.
Well.
Hey, real quick, just because I wanted to see it. If you go see this movie, at the beginning, pay attention to the graffiti in the background, because I don't know if you notice.
What?
But at the beginning opening scene, when the song is playing,
Yeah.
the graffiti and stuff in the background would have words to the lyrics.
Oh.
Like things that he was carrying and stuff as he's walking through the city.
Okay, I didn't notice the graffiti, but I noticed there was like some graffiti very explicitly on screen, and it's like there's something important about that stuff, and yeah, that's why.
Yeah, so if you go see it, try to pick that up. That's
Yeah.
pretty cool to me. But okay, bye-bye.
Yeah.
Good sound design. That's what we were talking about, right?
Yeah. Boss Baby Driver.
So good sound design. The first thing I think of really is like Looney Tunes, I guess, or Animaniacs. How everything is synced up to the soundtrack. Like no, the music is synced up to what's going on screen. Like in Animaniacs, there's an episode called Piano Rag. I think this does it exceptionally well, where like Yakko leans over, opens up the door, gets shocked seeing like "Hello Nurse," and then closes the door. But the music to all of that, it's like so calculated to be like so. It's so amazing. It goes like do 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 do. I can't even. I'm gonna try. I try to replicate it, but if you see that scene like in Piano Rag, it's like it's so beautiful. Like how it all comes together as this one thing, and like how in a Looney Tunes cartoon, characters will walk and you'll hear like do 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 do, or someone goes up the stairs. Just it's brilliant.
Which is something Sly Cooper does when you're sneaking.
Oh, yeah, that thing.
That is really cool.
Well, I mean, like, have you ever stopped to think that it's called Looney Tunes, as in like musical tunes and merry melodies? Well, because those cartoons were made after sound was incorporated into cartoons. So animation's so much about rhythm, beats, and such that it goes super well with music and audio. And like good animation has rhythm, it has its own kind of beat to it, anyways. And so a lot more synergy goes along with those animations than say modern day ones, where it's more the animation's made and then we put audio to. We mostly do audio for atmosphere and storytelling purposes versus like blending it together with the animation.
I was also going to say, like, Wander Over Yonder had a episode called My Fair Haiti, which did a lot of great stuff with the music, and the Dexter's Lab intro. That is like the perfect mix of like snappiness to the music, like do 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 do, and then when it goes down to like the snappiness of when Dexter is chasing after Dee Dee, and then at the end it all accumulates with the Dexter hitting the button like almost to a rhythm, like beep 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 beep. It's like, whoa, so good.
Make the pitfall sound effect again.
Yeah, it's a boring answer, but nobody else has said it. When I think of like cartoons and music working together, the first thing that comes to mind for me is Fantasia.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know, I mean, like that's like one of the biggest and best examples of it, I would say.
Does anyone remember the Sorcerer's Apprentice Fantasia short? Remember how Mickey had those brooms and stuff with the water?
Yeah.
I'm just suddenly remembering, like, Disney made a freaking remake of that thing with, like, Nicolas Cage, like a live-action story called The Sorcerer's Apprentice, and it had that scene in live action. It was just like, this is a weird thing to make into a film. Okay, well, I guess this is the end of the podcast. I'm Pan Pizza. Who are you people?
That is the question, isn't it?
Yeah.
Who are we? No one really knows.
That counts as a question. Fuck off.
I think about my existential existence every fucking day, my dude.
Yeah, we all do.
But I'm Nolan to answer your question.
I'm Izzy.
Yeah.
I'm Ricky.
I'm Malik, the cartoon gamer.
Okay.
Well, if you don't mind, can I throw in something real quick?
What? Oh, yeah.
So over the last week, I've been designing a bunch of prints. I'm going to be at a convention, and one of the prints I'm going to turn into a T-shirt, and it's this really cool Pizza Party podcast shirt where it's got me, Nolan, Jim, who's still alive, and Han. We're doing a mech suit thing, and the mech's head is Ken to reference a fallen comrade. But anyways, the shirt's going really well. The image has been retweeted or reblogged on Tumblr, so that should be up by the time this podcast comes up. So there should be a link in the description.
Link below to all that. So goodbye, every pony.
Bye.
Bye. Should I do the pitfall thing one more time?